All right, guys, welcome back to Big Time Eaters channel. Welcome back to Big Time Recipes. Today, we've got Kra Pao Gai, meaning Thai holy basil fried with chicken. However, we're substituting in, since we live in America, it's a little bit hard to come by that Thai holy basil. One that we were able to come by, though, at our Asian market is Thai basil. Not going to be exactly the same thing, but is good. Also, if you have Italian sweet basil, that is also a good substitution as well. But just had the Thai basil at the store. It was only $2. Thought I'd pick it up. Picked it off the stems. I've got the whole stems right here. This is what it looks like all together. And I just picked some leaves off of that I'm going to utilize for the gai portion, meaning chicken. Okay. So essentially, we got chicken stir fry, serve it over rice, and we're also going to do fried eggs as well. So I'm going to start off by doing the fried eggs in my wok here. I'm going to turn my induction oven up to about a 5 out of 10 because I want these eggs to fry. And while this is heating up, let me talk through the other ingredients and components of our Kra Pao. Okay. So one of the most traditional ingredients is going to be green beans. So I went ahead and par cooked and sliced some green beans here that we will toss in at the end, along with some other vegetables that I had on hand. Got some spinach and mushrooms. Not traditional, totally not traditional, but got to get a little bit more fiber in. Denzel loves vegetables, so I had to hook him up. For some more aromatic, I've got some red onions here, I diced up, and you can also sub in Thai shallots, regular shallots, Western. And as my pan is starting to smoke here, I'm going to quickly run through the rest of the ingredients. Only other things are some Thai chilies that I've chopped up, as well as roughly chopped garlic that we're going to get into our mortar and pestle here, our molcajete, to make a sort of paste with our red onion and infuse some flavor. Last but not least, I've got some mystery brown sauce, and this is going to be our glaze / stir fry sauce that we finish our chicken in. So go in with a healthy portion of oil because we are deep frying these eggs essentially. Grab some eggs right here and start to crack them in. All right. Be careful with this hot oil, guys. But we're not going to flip this egg. Just going to bring it in a little bit together. Just going to baste it with our hot oil and cook that yolk. And that's all it takes for a fried egg. That simple. Get this off to the side and resting before we're ready to top it off. Okay. I'm going to get my onions into my molcajete. Okay, onions in, and then we'll get our Thai chilies in as well as our roughly chopped garlic. All going in. This is roughly 5 cloves of garlic. You can add as much as your heart desires. We're doing about a pound of chicken, and I'm a fan of garlic, so I adjusted accordingly. So with our aromatic paste, we got red onion, Thai chili. We went with three chilies. You can go up to 10 if you want it really, really spicy, but just not the vibe I'm going for today. I want that spice to be there, but not overwhelming. The last thing I want to add in here is a little bit of coarsely ground salt. That's going to help grind things up a little bit. Don't want to go too crazy with that though, because we are utilizing some salty flavors with our brown sauce that you're gonna fry everything in, stir fry it. So you want to start by just pounding everything down, releasing the oils of those chilies and that garlic, and bring out the aromas of everything in here. That's the thing about Thai dishes. It's a balance of the 5 flavors. It's sour, sweet, spicy, salty, and umami, right? So Thai food's very boldly flavored, but it's also balanced at the same time in that way. Yodi gang.
Yodi gang.
Yodi gang. Just give this a smell and make sure aromatically things are where it's at. Your nose is your first taste bud, right? If it smells good, it's probably going to taste good. There are some exceptions. Fish sauce, shrimp paste, a lot of Asian ingredients. They don't necessarily smell good, but they bring a lot of flavor. But that's beside the point. Now we're heating our oil back up that we used to fry our eggs. We're at about a 5 out of 10. We don't want any of our aromatics to cook too harshly and too fast, so we're just gonna let this heat up briefly. You can see the oil start to bubble a little bit. We'll add in our aromatics and allow the flavors to release for no longer than I'd say about a minute. Again, we just want the flavors to permeate. We don't want it to overcook here. Let's spread that around the pan. Allow the aromas to develop. And be careful, especially if you add a lot of chilies. You do not want to breathe this in because it's going to burn you. And it's not going to be an enjoyable thing. So just keep your head away from any smoke that comes off of the pan. Because in the words of Narda Wick, who wants to smoke with me? We're starting to get the nice flavors, but nothing's starting to brown or cook too heavily. At this point, we're going to get in our other vegetables. So I went with some mushrooms and some spinach. I'm going to get the mushrooms in here now. Allow those to cook down. Spinach cooks almost instantly, so I'm going to add it closer to the end. And if things are starting to look a little too loose, feel free to adjust and add oil as needed. I'm going to add a little bit more in here. At this point, I'm going to add in my green beans as well. All right, so this is starting to look good. Everything's coming together. Let this go for a couple of minutes and just continue cooking through. And I think that's about where we want it. So I'm going to get this back emptied in to where we were storing the vegetables before. And as you can see, I breathed in a little bit of that chili, and it definitely burns the lungs a little bit. Going to add in a touch more oil. Once we've got a nice layer of oil, once it's heated up, add in our chicken. And as you can see here, I'm using the chicken from the mapo tofu dish. And if you guys want to see how to make the chicken like this, check out that video. But essentially, I just took a few chicken thighs and chopped them up with a kitchen knife. So I've got like a medium mince here. As our chicken is approaching about 90% doneness, and there's still a little bit of liquid, we don't want to overcook things. All this is about a teaspoon dark soy sauce and a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of fish sauce, a tablespoon of light soy sauce, and a tablespoon of white sugar and a tablespoon of brown sugar. And alternative to palm sugar, if you have access to palm sugar, feel free to put that in. It'll be a little bit more sweeter and more Thai traditional way. We're basically just going to glaze it, okay? So I'm going to add in a quarter of this sauce, about half of it actually. Allow that to cook down and glaze. Gonna let this sauce reduce and thicken up and coat our chicken, all right? And honestly, misconception about this dish is that, oh, that you're getting all this flavor from this marinade and all these aromatics, which is true, you are, but the big star player is gonna be the basil that you select, because basil brings that sweet herbaceousness that you can't get from these aromatics and from just simply adding sugar. And you can see here that that sugar is starting to caramelize a little bit. That's what we're looking for, and that's why we're doing our sauce in 2 stages. And I made enough of this sauce for honestly 2 batches of chicken. We're only using about 300 grams of chicken thighs here, so I'm going to save that because you got plenty of basil, which stores well if you keep it wrapped up like this, put in a Ziploc, and in the freezer it'll stay for a couple weeks, as well as these Thai chilies. So prep some stuff in advance. You can bring it together really quickly. All right, now that our chicken's glazed, I'm going to heat back down to about a 5, and then add in a touch more sauce before getting my vegetables back and incorporate it in. And a tiny bit more of that sauce. That's perfect. You see that beautiful caramel color? I mean, I'm talking about the chicken. Sorry, guys. Not about myself. Okay, that's about as far as we want to go. Gonna back the heat down to a 3 out of 10. We just want to reintroduce our vegetables and get them incorporated in, as well as cook down that basil slightly before we add in the final touch, that being our Thai basil. I added in green beans, spinach, and mushrooms. That's what I had on hand. Traditionally, you wouldn't add any of these other than maybe the green beans. Cooking is about learning techniques and applying it to you and what you have available at your grocery store, at your local farmer's market, in your fridge, pantry. This is what I've got on me right now. So that's what I added in. You don't want it, you don't like it, don't add it. If you like something else incorporated in, add it in. The world is your oyster sauce. But doesn't that just look appetizing, guys? That beautiful caramel color in contrast with that green, beautiful greenness. As you can see, it's only been a couple minutes here, but that spinach went from almost covering the whole pan to cooking down and being much more manageable now. All right, guys, rice is done cooking. This is right where we want it. The last component, the very last ingredient that needs to be cooked, not really cooked, but added in so that the flavors can permeate. And add in our Thai basil to toss and complete this absolute beauty of a dish. No cap. Okay, once that's given a toss, let's test for seasoning. Grab, bite. Guys, that basil adds so many more layers to this, and it's one ingredient. Okay, that's tasting perfect for me. So I'm gonna get our bowl of rice going. We get the taste test going, and I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, we got it plated up in our multi-purpose bowls. Not sponsored. Broke the yolk over the top of that. Got that runny egg yolk running through. The only things I want to add to this before I take a bite is a little bit of acidity, that in the way of lime juice over the top. Add a little bit of spritz of that, and then I want to add in a little bit of a black pepper, and then let's get a good bite going here. Runny yolk, that fresh basil, and some of that fried egg. Look at that. Bite for me, bite for you over here. Guys, that is one of the simplest ways to have a good meal on the table in under an hour. Get the sweetness, the herbaceousness of that Thai basil. Get all the different textures with the egg yolk running through. That sweetness, that balance of those 5 flavors I told you guys, right? In Thai cuisine. Sweet, spicy, sour, umami, all balanced in play. Can't remember the 5th one right now. This stuff is so good. But yeah, let's get the Dens tester in and see what we go.
Ezra says this is good. It looks good. I look good.
Stop the cap.
I already
Big
know.
bite right there.
I already know.
Basil, basil, basil. That basil is fire. And that flavor, you can taste it. It's really strong. And it's making a lot of the taste of this, right? It's not too much where it's overwhelming, but it's just enough where I could enjoy this and have it be fire. And enough where I could take it away from Ezra and tell him to piss off.
I have a family. You know how it goes. That's going to wrap the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing and being a supporter of Big Time Eaters. Don't forget to follow by subscribing, liking, and commenting down below. Let us know what you want to see. See you later.